I think I'm live. Is anybody out there? I don't know. But Tracy asked me to go live. So I'm going live with no notice to anyone. And it's Jennifer. I am a whole food, plant exclusive, sofas free, gluten free person trying to heal and enjoy my life. And I just still kind of getting used to the live. So I just thought I would come on and see if there's anyone here. And if not, I'll just tell you, I'm going out of town this weekend. And so I am bringing a bunch of food so that I don't have to be dependent on any restaurants or anybody. And if I run out, I know the area because I'm not flying, I'm driving. And so there's lots of grocery stores and different things. So I'll show you what I have that I'm taking. And it's a lot of stuff. So I'm taking wraps, and some of the stuff is still in a dehydrator. So I can show you those in a few minutes. But then I'm just cutting up odds and ends of things that I have. And that's the beautiful part about making a salad is you can just use what you have. So I have a Tupperware bowl, and so far in it, I have some shredded cabbage, the green and purple. And I also, I still have more that I could bring and I could cut up. And then I have some, I'm not going to bring this container, but I have broccoli in here. But I think the broccoli, I might share it with our puppy dog and steam him some before we leave. But I did cut up some that I'm going to just plop into the salad. And I have this beautiful tomato that I think I'm going to use for one of the wraps, but it's an heirloom tomato. Anybody ever seen an heirloom tomato, or have you grown an heirloom tomato? This is not something that I grew, darn, but they're so tasty, and they kind of look like they're bad. You know, if you're not used to them. Usually I go through the self-checkout, but I went through a regular checkout recently, and the cashier said, "Oh, look, there's a hole in it." I said, "That's okay. That's an heirloom tomato, and I want it that way." I mean, it's not that there's always a hole, but they just kind of look unusually shaped. So anyhow, I'm going to bring this guy, and then I have a bunch of fruit. So I have a couple of these melons, these little melons. My husband and I can cut up, and if he wants to join me in any of the food I have, he can. And if not, I'm going to just go ahead and eat as much as I can. And if I eat it all and I need more, great. And if I don't eat it all, I'll bring it home. So I also have 1, 2, 3, 4 oranges. I might peel maybe 1 or 2 of these. I'm not sure. And then I have a bunch of orange apples, and these are different kinds of apples. So I have 4 of these, and then one giganto. So I'm going to bring all of that. And then let's see, what else can I show you? I'm taking some cooked food. I have some cooked rice. My husband prefers the white. So I'm trying to, I like both white, black, brown, red. I eat a lot of different rices, but anyhow, I went with the white. And then I also made what I'm going to call little finger food, the baby potatoes. And I just threw these in the Instant Pot, and they're ready to go. So all this stuff is easily accessible for me. I have some leftover raw English peas that I can throw in the salad or eat, on the road. I have some, like a half a container of arugula, and some of this stuff I'm keeping separate. I'm not putting it all in the salad bowl because I want to make wraps. So I'll just have a bunch of stuff in the car. Usually lately we've been traveling by plane, and it's much more restrictive. This, I feel like, wow, I can really, stretch my wings, so to speak. And then I have some dill and basil. They're wrapped in paper towels to kind of keep it fresh longer. I'll just put this anywhere in the wrap, in the sandwich, even sprinkle some dill on the potato. Yummo. So that's what I have sitting out right here. And then, one other thing. So I normally bring oatmeal, and I normally zip it in like a zipper bag. But just because we're going locally and it's just the next state over, I just am putting it in some Ziploc bags. I usually would, do it in like a food saver. But I'm just doing it in the Ziploc bags. And I measured these out. I think these are a cup each. Yes, I think this is a cup each. And I have 3 of them for the 3 days. If I need more, or my husband tells me that he wants more, I'll add a few more in, or I can double the bags with the amount for both of us. But chances are he probably won't eat this. I mean, he might, but anyhow, so I have that in this bag. And then it's like the breakfast bag. And then also in the breakfast, and all my bags, like if you see labels on them, it's because I reuse them. I buy stuff at the farmer's market, and I get bags and I just reuse them. I clean them with soap and water and dry them out, and try my best to reuse. But this is what else I have in here with the oatmeal. And these are from a different trip that I went to. And these actually so I had this food saver, and I put the oatmeal in here, and then I sealed it airtight. Now, because I did that on the top, the bottom couldn't be sealed airtight because I get creative in making these shapes. You just buy these just on a roll. And anyways, this is hemp seed. So I already cut the tops and used these on our last vacation, but I didn't use all the hemp seed that I brought. So I'm going to use that up now. So that's why this kind of looks like that. So I have a couple days of hemp seed, and I can put it in the oatmeal if I eat the oatmeal, or I can put it in a salad, or however I want. And then I have, see, I cut the tops of this too because it also had the oatmeal on the top that I used, but I didn't use the bottom part. And this is ground up flaxseed, chia seed. I'm feeling something in there. Almonds, couple of almonds. And every once in a while, I treat myself on vacation and throw some raisins in there. But actually, what I really like is fresh grapes. But, and it's not very fancy. It's just to tie me over or make sure that I have something that's good for me when I might be in a situation where it's not good for me. So anyways, I was just seeing if anybody came on, and there isn't anyone here, but that's okay because I didn't tell anyone. And I'm not even sure how to do that yet, but I'll figure it out. Let's see. Lastly, what I'll show you is that I have some of these things, and let's see if you can see what this is. They look just interesting, right? So these are like a pate that I made in the dehydrator as part of one of the recipes for a green goddess wrap. And so I'm going to take these with and take the wrap. And if I get a chance, I'll try to show you how I wrap it. And this is just one of a few different things. I also have some, I also have some spreads that I want to use up. So I'm going to bring some, spreads that I had made out of cashews and different things. And that's where I'm at right now. I told my husband that I would make him some kind of a tofu scrambler. He's kind of getting interested in, checking out tofu, and doesn't really, wants to try something other than the cubes. And so I have a couple of different recipes. And so I decided today to make some, and I'm going to show you what I made. And I had some, and it was very good. Let's see if I could show you. So what I did was this side is a little bit different than up here. Let me turn this around. Now it's on the bottom. The bottom part has onions, 2 different bell peppers, a green and an orange. And I just kind of sprinkled that on that side of the tray. The recipe, sometimes I take a couple different recipes and use some different things for it, but this base of this recipe came from Well Your World, and they have fantastic products. So anyhow, they usually put the vegetables on a whole separate tray, but I was just using up what I had. And so this is tofu. I kind of crumbled it and I added some pinto beans and then a combination of a lot of different seasonings and some nooch, which is nutritional yeast. Mine is not fortified with any vitamins. I also get that from Well Your World, or at least that's the one I have right now. And I put this on this tray and stuck it in the oven. Now, I'll share with you my little oven thing. This is our microwave, right? But this particular microwave also is an oven. So as long as I change out this is for the microwave, you know, the little spinny thing. If I take that out and I put this metal shelf in, then there are different settings on here that allow it to become an oven. And I like it because it fits a whole cookie sheet tray in there. And so it's still hot where we're living and I don't want to heat up an oven. So I like to use the microwave oven combo for things, and it keeps things a little bit cooler. Anyhow, I think it would be fun if I invite my husband to come over here and try it. Now, I wish there were more people live because I wonder if there is anyone here. It looks like maybe there is someone here. If there is anyone here, do you think he'll like this? Yes or no? Now, I know you don't know him. He's very set in his ways with food, but he's been open to trying things. And so it's kind of exciting. And I don't know which way to go. I'm going to say that he's going to like it just because I hope he does. And if he does, then this is something that I can put in a bowl for him on the road tomorrow, or even in some type of tortilla. I even have some leftover crunchy dehydrated taco shells. We could even fill it with that. Wow, that would be good. So what do you think? All right, I'm going to go ahead and call him in here and see if he will give this a taste and give us his honest opinion about whole food, plant-based food. Because although he tries whole foods, he is not exclusive. And so the dopamine hits and some of the cravings, you know, that I don't have, he still has. And anyhow, give me just a minute, okay? Let me put this down. I'm going to call you in here, and here you are. Okay.
Well, I heard my name.
Everybody, this is Todd, my husband. And
hello, everybody.
He helps a lot with all the behind-the-scenes stuff for our channel. And I just really appreciate all you do. And it's been really fun. So I made a tofu scramble with pinto beans and some vegetables. Okay. And I'd like to ask if you would try it and honestly just give us your opinion. Now, there's no, sauce on it. It's seasoned, and it has some nutritional yeast, but there's no like sriracha or ketchup or any of that, which okay. If that was something that you wanted to add, you certainly could.
Okay.
All right. So
I appreciate the disclaimer.
Do you want a spoon or a fork?
Looking at it, let's try a spoon.
Okay, let me get a big spoon. He likes the big monster
adult spoon.
Okay, so we could do it right off the tray, like Ooh. Cave people.
Oh, I love that.
Or we could get you a plate.
No, let's be like cave people.
So I want you wherever.
Anywhere?
Yeah, well, this is the veggie side, but it's all this just on top. But what I'd like you to do is, once you scoop it, if you could show it to the camera. And while you're doing that, I think I see Gina. Yeah, hi Gina.
Hi, Gina.
Tracy asked me on Chef AJ, go live, and I just didn't know how to do it, and it worked out that we did it. So I'm glad you're here. All right, let's show everyone. Put your hand under it and
Put
show.
my hand under it.
really close
Okay,
to
hand
the
is
camera.
underneath. Here's
So
my
we can say,
spoon.
do you think that that's a fair spoonful? I mean, let's turn it around.
It's
but
like a
let's
ladle. What are you talking about?
I just want you to see. See, on this side, you can see more of the crumble and stuff. So, Gina, I don't know if you heard, but I was saying we're going to kind of guess, like, do we think he'll like this? Because it could go either way. And I just made a tofu crumbler because I'm trying to encourage him to eat more plants and things that come from plants. So hold this.
Okay.
Before you taste it, let me just see what people are saying. Oh, she said, I'm glad you're live. And it looks like a hi, Todd, with hearts. Oh, Gina, you're the greatest. Okay, so I wonder, Gina, if you think he's going to like it or not.
What do you think? Survey says.
Survey says, I'm hoping that you are, but I don't know. And based on what it looks like, what do you think?
I think it looks like a scramble, right? So if I were in a restaurant and I ordered a traditional standard American diet type, egg scramble for breakfast or something, it looks on the surface exactly like that.
Okay, so she voted 50-50.
Thanks for your vote of confidence.
Well, she's trusting what I said. But you know what? That's the thing. So it's not going to taste like scrambled eggs because it's not scrambled eggs. But go ahead and try it. Be totally honest. Take your time. Taste what's going on. And I'll play some Jeopardy. Do, 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 do. So while you're doing that, I'm going to see. As long as he's not, as long as he's not expecting eggs.
No.
No.
Because there's nothing like eggs.
Right. So just take your time and just,
No, I mean.
You can find yours in.
First impression, it's good.
But wait, let me back that up.
No.
Okay.
It didn't. I didn't have the texture issue that I thought I was going to. So it wasn't all weird and squishy and mushy and gnarly. So that high fives on that one. High fives. The flavor, because as Jennifer mentioned earlier, I'm 80% whole food plant-based, and that varies by the day apparently.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just glad you tried
I'm in
it.
transition.
Whatever. Nobody's judging anybody.
Regardless.
We're all just here as friends.
Because of that, and because of the foods I eat in that 20-ish% are still high in sugars and salts and fat and these other additives and things. It doesn't have the bold flavor that I was looking for. But I'm sure with the right, spices or sriracha or a non-chicken bouillon or something like that, we could get there pretty easily. But by and large, I think, I think it's a win. I think it's fantastic. I would totally eat that.
So Gina says, let's see. She said, Jennifer is a great cook. You're so lucky. No expectations, Todd. It tastes great on its own, I think is what she said. And then Todd's taste buds haven't adapted to healthy food yet. Right. And you know what?
Sure.
We have spoken about that in great lengths because sometimes he'll say, can you make something that, tastes like chicken or tastes like meat and no, I mean, it's very difficult because the flavors are so different. We can, and here on this channel in my world, I don't really believe in or eat any of like the what do they call it? Impossible burgers, or, you know, the processed meat-like
The weird science.
things. And I think that those are a really good thing to use if a person is trying to get away from animal products. That's an absolute wonderful way, because even though, in my opinion, for myself, it's not healthy enough for me, it is a step in the right direction, because, well, first of all, you're saving these animals and you're not ingesting all the hormones and God knows what that are, you know, in them, and the cholesterol and so forth. But it should be, it would be lovely if it was a small window of time, and then you could actually start to taste food like the way it's supposed to taste. And so let's see if she's saying anything. Yes, they're a great transition food. So she understands what I'm talking about. And it is really wonderful to hear you talk about the fat, salt, and sugar in, you know, standard American diet foods that you're still ingesting, because that means he's educating himself, and he understands that there are things in there that might not benefit his beautiful heart, the one that I feel with his love, but also the one that beats inside of him to keep him here and be healthy. So, okay, elaborate a little bit more on, you talked about the texture, and the reason that you
It's like
spoke
a guest interview.
I know the reason why you spoke about the texture is because, see, I don't have a texture issue, and I never really understood that. And then I a few years ago, I met some people, and they had texture issues. And what that means is what?
Well, I guess it depends on the individual, right? What textures, what that mouth feel is, versus your expectations, or versus just the things that kind of gross you out. I mean, gooey and slimy might not be something you appreciate.
But you know what? I would like to intervene for a minute.
Do it.
That's an opinion.
Of course it is. Yep. That's why I said it's an individual thing, right? So for me, I was hoping and was delightfully pleased that this wasn't, you know, just this weird squishy, you know, substance that I was trying to gnaw on. It actually had some good, you know, density to it. It wasn't crunchy, which is fine. I wasn't expecting it to be, but it wasn't just this pasty, weird stuff in my mouth. So it was good. The texture was fantastic.
Awesome. So we're in the car tomorrow, driving away from home on our trip, and I were to offer you a bowl of that, or a tortilla with that in it, with maybe some sliced tomatoes plain or whatever, would you eat it?
I would. I absolutely
whole thing?
would. I would.
Really?
I would. You know, like I said, you know, for me, at where I am in this process, I would still like it to be a little bit more bold in its flavor profile, whether that's through a sauce that you make, or some other accoutrement or additive to it. But by and large, no. I mean, if you made, you know, a burrito, a breakfast burrito kind of thing out of that, or something,
Yeah, that can totally be a breakfast burrito.
I would totally.
It looks like Gina is saying, Todd, it's hard for all of us to eat highly palatable food and have healthy food taste great. It's for all of us. I think, like, Tracy wants to join in at the Jennifer Diamond. Yes, yay, Todd, you're in transition. That's great. Yes, please allow Tracy to come on in. I don't think I have to do anything.
Let me see if I have to do something.
He's going to check. But in the meantime, yes, it's at the Jennifer Diamond. And we recently took off the 369. So he's kind of looking around. Oh, here she is. Yep. Oh, you're here. Yay, Tracy. You know what? I'm doing this, Tracy, because you encouraged me. And my husband came home early from work, and I couldn't figure out how to go live. And so he helped me. And here he is. Todd, you just missed it. You'll have to watch the replay, but we just did a taste test, and he likes tofu scramble that I made. So this is good. So thank you so much. Did you want to share anything else about the flavor content before you head out?
No, it was really good. I was, I was cautiously optimistic going into it and was pleasantly surprised. So it was fantastic.
Awesome.
And to Gina's point, you are an amazing cook, and the foods that you make are wonderful.
Well, Gina, that's so nice, and Todd, that's so wonderful.
Even though you're somewhat raw, so it's not really called cooking. But.
Well, I am highly raw, but not 100%. Probably what, 95? I've been eating just a little bit of cooked and playing around with things. But you've tasted my cooking, and there are things that you don't like sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's things that I cook that I don't like.
Well, that's not a good comparison. Because
there's always things that you are and aren't going to like, right?
Because one time, I don't know if I was sick or not or what was happening.
Oh, this is going to be good.
I asked him, he said, can I help you? Or, maybe I was overwhelmed. I don't know. And I said, yes, can you help me? Just watch these potatoes. They were peeled and I was making mashed potatoes and I just had them boiling in the water. And he was sitting on the couch in the room right next to the kitchen. And I just said, just watch them. They're like almost ready. And so I left and then I came back. And he was still on the couch. He was like doing something on his phone or I don't know. And I'm like, did you check the potatoes? And he said, well, yeah, I've been watching them from the couch. And poor potatoes, they were like gelatinous goo.
There comes the texture thing I was talking about earlier.
But they're not supposed to be like that. So let's see what people are saying here. Oh, Michelle, hi. Oh, this is exciting. Everybody's tuning in. Oh, I'm so glad everybody is joining me. Okay, so let's see. Everybody's saying hello to each other, popping in and out. That's okay. I think it's wonderful. I don't even know how I got on here. My husband had to help me, and I was sharing about packing food for a trip. If you watch the replay, and he did a taste test, and now we're just kind of chatting. What kind of tofu do you use? Oh, I'm so happy. We love you. Yes, Tracy, I'm so happy too. And I'm so grateful to know everybody. You have no idea. But going back to your question, what kind of tofu was used and brand? I'm going to show you and tell you. And then thanks, Todd, for having an open mind from Gina.
Of course.
You guys can be a comedy couple. Well, you should see us when the camera's off. It can be funny.
And weird.
So can you read this last one? And I'm going to go get that.
Yeah. So this last question is
Serenity. That's Tracy.
Hi, Serenity Tracy. This last question, Jennifer, or this last statement is, yep, don't be afraid to experiment. Sometimes it will just suck. No biggie. Better luck next time. Laugh out loud.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
So I had this one. The package is obviously, I'll try to hold it up, but it's this Wildwood tofu. This is the one that I used. I was hoping to get him to try it and enjoy it. And it is the extra firm. This one came in the water. And then we also have some from Costco, which is a different brand. That's not what I used today. Can you pull that one out of the fridge just to show you? But what I've learned since buying these is that it's on the very bottom, is that that they come like sealed in the package where there's no water. So I'm going to be on the lookout for that. But Costco in my area carries this. And so I thought, well, we'll try this too, but we haven't actually tried it yet. And let me see. They're both organic. This one's extra firm. This one says firm. And actually the nutrition facts are a little bit different. Interesting. Not by much, but like the sodium in the Wildwood is 15 mg, and it's 4.5 servings, and the total fat is 5 grams, and there's 9 grams of protein. Whereas this one, it's 5 servings. 5 servings? Jiminy. Okay. And 4 total fat grams, 10 milligrams of sodium, and 7 grams of protein. So I wonder what makes it different. Maybe the process, because it's supposed to just come from soybeans. So anyways, I hope that answers your question. Let's see if there's anything else you want me to tell you. Yeah, so nothing else. So anyhow, on the replay, you'll see I was just coming on here because, I was trying to to be able to see you guys and make the shout out to our friend Tracy. And I had already showed that I'm packing because we're going to be traveling. So I was putting together some food for traveling. And when you watch the replay, you'll see. But just a quick recap, I've got oats, I've got cooked potatoes. I'm trying not to spill it. And I'm making a salad, and we've got all kinds of fruit. I could just kind of tilt that just slightly down. Maybe they could see what's all over here. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Da, 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 da. Even got broccoli. So I'm just basically, when I travel, I try to clean out the fridge. But I am making some of those wraps, and I am bringing wrap stuff. So anyways, this has been fun. Is there anything else that I could show you or share or, do in the future? How are you guys enjoying this sprouting? Has anybody been watching it? Do you like it? Or should I think we're almost at the end of the sprouting, and so we'll be putting up some other content. Oh, let's see. It says, Gina said, it's always great to see how people travel. I agree. And it is helpful. And it's helpful for me too, because there's no right or wrong way. And what I try to do is just think about the categories, right? For me, what do I need? I need salads. So I'm going to take the base of whatever I have and create a salad. And then if I run out, I'm going to know ahead of time where the grocery stores are. And then I need fruit. So I have fruit. I have bananas in here, apples, oranges, watermelon, and whatever else I need, I'll pick up. I like to have berries, but I don't have any berries right now, especially when we're not traveling on a plane. So I like to pack more. And then some kind of starch or beans, lentils. Oh, that's what I'm gonna grab. I'm gonna grab some of those lentils. Let's see. I'm sprouting with you. Yay! I know. I don't know who's subscribing, but I'm so grateful. We did have a jump in subscribers, and it's been wonderful. And I feel like maybe the content that I'm putting out is helpful and relatable. And I just know that when I, was in some of my darkest moments, this would have been such a wonderful thing to be a part of. I didn't know it existed, even though I knew of it. I wasn't in it. So I hope that I'm reaching people, and I love reaching my friends. You guys are awesome. So anyways, are you going to pass some of those?
I am.
Wow. Okay.
Here's those.
So, I do have some sprouts here. So I actually think I'll put some of these in the salad. Sprouts, they're great. I'm so glad that you're enjoying doing the sprouting. And I still have so much to learn about it. But when we do it together and we're successful, I think that's what's most important. For me to even, let me just stop for a minute. Oh, yes. Okay, it's very, very helpful. We can get the word out. Yeah, I know. My goodness. So what was I saying about the sprouting? I lost my train of thought, but that happens all the time because that's the kind of person that I am.
Hey, so listen, you got all this huge spread here, right?
Yeah. I'll hold it up again.
This is easy to do in the kitchen when we're not moving or going anywhere, right? But how do we pack all this for the car?
Yeah. Well, so for the day, I have a video on what I pack for the day in that little cooler. And I'm actually going to bring that with because we are going to be meeting some friends and family in restaurants. And I am bringing my bag, my purse that's a cooler. And I am going to be putting my food in it. But outside of that, we use the Costco insulated bag with some ice packs in it. And we can take grocery bags. I mean, we are in a car that has we can bring stuff. We're not going through security at the airport. So it's very loosey-goosey and much easier to manage than when we're on a plane. But that's what I'm thinking, and that's what we usually do.
So I know we frequently put dressings and sauces and
I mean-
sometimes things. I can do this.
Oh.
Clearly taller than you.
It's not hard.
We put dressings and sauces on salads and stuff. Do you do that now, or would
No.
you pack that separately?
No, I will not do that now because I don't know when I'm going to be eating this. It could be tomorrow morning for breakfast, or it could be, the following morning. And so I want to be able to have it dry. And that's another reason why I haven't cut this beautiful heirloom tomato yet, because it's wet and it will just make everything gooey.
Yeah.
But what I do like to do, and I don't have any fresh lemon right now, but I do have some of these funky looking limes from my tree. I always forget how to pronounce these. Kaffir. Gosh almighty.
We're gonna look it up.
I
later.
should look it up because I keep saying the same thing over and over, but I will cut these in half.
Mhm.
In fact, I'll do it right now so you can look
Yeah, you're
inside.
right.
You can check and see if
I'm gonna
anybody's
check and
writing,
see.
saying anything. It is helpful to have somebody here. So this is an imperfect one, and that's okay. Sometimes if they fall in my yard on the ground, I'll still eat them. Or if they're on the tree too long, they make a little bit of a discoloration. But isn't that pretty? And look at the skin. Looks like something was wrong with it. We didn't even know this was the kind of lime tree we bought. I'm like, what are these? But they're super, super juicy. And so going back to how I travel with these, I cut it in half. Especially if I'm going to be going to a restaurant and I might not have access to a knife. I will have access to a knife because I think I'm going to bring a couple of utensils, and we are going to have a kitchenette in our hotel room. But I just set it face side up in the salad bowl, and there it is. And then when I get to where I'm going, I can hand squeeze it, or I can use a fork and kind of squeeze it in there, and that's it. And so I just put the whole darn thing in there, and I store it that way sometimes in the house as well. Let me see what you guys are saying.
So Tracy said she just took her first try at microgreens, 2 10x10 trays. They turned out awesome.
Yes.
So easy, so much cheaper than buying.
Oh, that's so wonderful. That's Serenity Bloom, right?
Gina loves kaffir limes and leaves.
Oh, is it kaffir? Yes, and the leaves. I know you can cook with the leaves, and I haven't yet. And I have one of Chef Bravo's, I have both of his cookbooks, and Bravo Express, and then the other one. And I saw in there that there's a recipe for the leaves. So maybe I'll do that as it gets into the warmer weather, or the cooler weather. Make some warmer dishes.
Tracy couldn't help but notice that they look like tiny green brains.
Right? I know. And to zest this, it's a little different, but when I pick them off right here, I kind of give it a little squeeze, and it is so good, but it's a little bit of a different flavor or different scent and taste than our standard limes, or like the key limes. What do you think, Gina? Do you agree?
Gina would love a lime tree, by the way. Where did we get ours?
Costco. The lime tree came from Costco, and it just said lime. I didn't know. I should investigate what kind of lime. At that time, I didn't know there were different types of limes. I mean, I just didn't know. And that's the thing, like, people don't know information. So this is great that we can circulate information and help each other learn.
Awesome. Gina says they're usually for Thai food.
Yes. Do you cook with these? Do you make like soups and stuff? Coconut milk soup, or any kind of, what do you make, Gina, with these limes?
And while we're waiting for her to respond, can you talk about the dry goods? How do you pack dry goods? Like grains and oats and things.
I did mention it earlier, so it will be on the replay, but I'll just go ahead and mention it again. Normally, how I pack dry goods is not like this. And the reason why I decided to do it this way this time is because we're only going to be gone a couple of days, and we're going to be in a car. So it's literally, I use recycled bags because I buy whatever from the farmer's market near us, and I just clean out the bags, and then I just put my oats. When we travel, it's easiest for me to use the rolled oats. And I have them from 1 Degree brand. There are no glyphosates And so I pack dry stuff in here. But normally I use the food saver, which I mentioned earlier in the video. If I'm repeating myself, just fast forward me. And I take these. You can hear the detail if you watch the replay on why this is open right here. But these are hemp seeds. So I've got measured out. This is 3 days worth. And I also do that with chia and flax. And these have some air in them. But if you use the machine properly, you squeeze out all the air, and it's sealed package. I will do a video at some point on the proper way that I do that for traveling. If I didn't already have the potatoes cooked and the rice cooked, because I am bringing rice that's already cooked, just because we're not going on a plane, I would just either bring the container or I would measure out how much I need. I think it's much easier when you're in a hotel or in an Airbnb or somewhere where you're not in your place to have measurements. So each one of these is a cup of oatmeal. And if I were going to do the rice, and even if I brought my Instant Pot or a rice cooker, I don't want to start measuring. So I would measure it out at home. And then I know, okay, each one of these bags is, 1 serving, and I need X number of cups of water based on how many cups of rice that I have, and so forth. Yeah, so let's see what else we have. Yeah, wow, Costco. I would love if Costco or Home Depot carried them. Oh, really? I use the leaves for Thai soups. Yeah. Todd, you're a great interviewer. We compliment each other, and then we also make each other crazy at times. But isn't that how it should be, right? Because we're real people, and we're living real lives. And
I have to duck down. Hey, so I got a question. There's a ton of food here. And I've seen you eat.
I know that's a compliment.
It is. These gigantic bowls of greens.
What?
We're going away for 3 days, right? Is this enough? Or let me ask this differently. How long will this last you?
So this isn't everything.
Okay.
Because I have wraps with all of the toppings that I showed part of, one of them, but I also have sauces in the refrigerator and things that we're also going to bring. And over here, if you could see this, you might not, I have, more lettuce drying out because I just washed it. I've got all these green leaves, and I have, so this is the green leaf lettuce, and I have the cabbage cut up in here, and then I have some arugula, and I also have some romaine in the refrigerator. And really, you're having a bite of that? Do you want a bowl? He must like it. Or he's just hungry. But once this is over, I already know that we're going to be close to a lot of grocery stores. We're going to have Trader Joe's. We're going to have Whole Foods. And so it's not the same as if we were traveling on a plane, or especially going international.
Or hiking.
Well, that's true. Or hiking, yes, because packing food in and out is depending on how long you're going for, right? An afternoon, or are you going to sleep there? Right. But anyhow, I'm planning on bringing what we have, and if it's too much, it might be overkill on the fruit, but I'll bring it home. And if we run out, we'll go to the store. And if worst case scenario, which this happened when we were recently traveling, we were in New York City. I was so hungry, and I had lettuce and stuff, but I needed like a potato. I desperately needed a potato. And we were in the tourist of touristy towns, and I couldn't find a potato. And that was challenging, but I made it through, and we ended up finding a Whole Foods. Mm-hmm. And they had veggie sushi, where it's just like carrot, cucumber, and avocado with the rice. But their rice had a sweetener in it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh my gosh. But then I learned they had brown rice and white rice. And the the brown rice was cooked with just water.
Yeah.
And that saved me. So, I mean, you got to just be creative. And another thing that also we've done when I, have been in a place like that, I found some smoothie or juice places.
Mm-hmm.
And I just customize what works for me. I'll take the cleanest one or the one that's whatever, highest green content and say, can you leave that out? Can you put that in? And that's also been a savior. And sometimes it's just because I need calories,
yep.
Which is weird to say when you're talking about the amount of food that I eat.
We did get a potato there, didn't we?
Not in New York.
And we brought it home.
We brought it home?
Did we bring it home? We didn't eat it because we didn't have a way to cook it.
Oh, the raw one. We finally got a cooked one too. But yes, we did buy a raw potato and I didn't have a way to cook it. That's right. And I did cook it though.
Yeah.
Here in this kitchen at home. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. The potato that I finally found had oil and salt on the skin. I was like, gosh, can you just leave it alone? But I didn't eat the skin and I just ate the inside. Let's see what they're saying here.
Nothing else.
Let's see. Yeah, okay. Oh, I see your answer now. So anyways, everyone, I guess we should let you go. We're going to be packing. I've got to put my clothes together and load up the car and finish with some of this other stuff. Oh, but before we go, I'm going to show them what I mentioned this earlier, but I didn't share it. I'm going to be bringing some wraps that I made, and I did do a video on these that is not out yet. So I'll just show you. This is the green goddess wrap, and I haven't tried it yet. And then this is the BLT spicy wrap, BLT spicy mushroom wrap, and it's kind of an orange color. So I'll show you. Here's some of them. And so I will be taking these apart, and then I'll show you one more thing here. Da, 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 da. Oh, here we go. Okay. And I did show how to make these on a video that will come out. I did it this morning, but these are mushrooms. Check these out. They're mushrooms, portobello mushrooms that I sliced up, and this is in the dehydrator now, but there's like a mixture that you create a sauce and you put it on here. So this is going to go in one of the wraps with some of those little patties that goes in the different wrap that I showed you, those green patties, and there's going to be lettuce and sauces, and I'm going to bring that to the restaurant. So anyways, oh, we're still here. Just interesting. Oh yeah, of course. And I guess what else am I going to bring? These, this bigger one is still a little on the softer side, but some of these I think are ready. I'm not sure what it's supposed to. Well, I just got some on my finger. Wow. A little kick. It's got a little spice in there. But when it's all wrapped up, it should be great. And I will try to, I don't know if going live will work, but I'll definitely try to share me making the wrap, the finished product, because man, I'm looking forward to having that. And at the end of the day, the most important thing is taking the time to plan and being prepared, and then you'll be successful. It's just the way it is. And I always think that if I bring food home, that's okay. Like, I'd rather have packed too much than be walking around the streets of New York City starving for a potato.
So Tracy has a question.
Okay, sure.
She says, sorry, Jennifer, so you are raw except for a potato here and there?
I'm about 95% raw at this point. I've been eating a little bit of potato and a little bit of rice. I did have some oatmeal on our trip. I haven't been eating oatmeal, and I did taste a little bit of this today that I made for Todd right before you got on. So you'll watch the replay and you'll hear about this if you missed it. And the reason why is because I need some more calories. I have lost enough weight. I don't need to lose any more weight, and I want to maintain. And I had my blood work done, and the plan for me, based on my blood work, is to high raw is great, but it's okay to bring in some of these other nourishing carbs, and I love them. So why not? But yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
And Gina says there's so much we can learn from you and how you eat, cook, and travel.
Really? You're so sweet. Well, thank you. And I appreciate that, because that's the goal for me. I really want to share and spread the word and let people know, like, you might feel alone in your home or in your world, your reality, your work, but you don't have to be. We're all here. So thank you so much, everyone. I'm going to get going. I actually have a worker person coming because we got a big problem going on in the backyard. And so I'm going to head out and be ready to take care of him. But it was so great to see everyone. And I'm going to try to do this again. Todd will have to teach me the right buttons, and I'll have to try to remember it. Take care, eat your greens, and know I love you all. Bye. Here we go.